What's up, y'all? I wanted to I wanted to touch in about some faith and works and shit like that because I was thinking about I was watching some Africans yesterday, and the African brother said he said they live off of faith because they don't have no money, and they don't know when they're gonna get their next meal. They don't know when they're basically they're so poor, or humble, I should say. I won't say poor. They're so humble. They're living they're living not in abundance, and they're living to the point where it's almost like they accepting life and accepting their fate and accepting reality and not going out. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna say one thing. In places like Africa and stuff, there's not a bunch of opportunities for people to go out and get jobs and make a certain amount of money per hour and be high earners and stuff like that. There's just whole generations of people who just live life. Um, their mama have a house, or their grandmother, or somebody who has a house, or their father has a house, and they just work and live off the land and live, man. Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. And everywhere in the world doesn't have a set up grid system except for here in America like that. I mean, you have the European countries do. They all have that set up grid system and set up control system where they track you with social security numbers, and have the tracking devices and stuff like that. But majority of countries, like in those third world countries, they don't have all that. People are born into the world, man. They're just born, and they live and they die. And some people aren't even accounted for. There's I've seen people who don't even know how old they are because they just live life on earth, and they're not bound by laws of records and control, and the watching. They're not bound by that. They don't have motherfuckers studying their every move, when they came, how much they weighed, how long, how this, that. They don't have that. So what I'm getting at is we're not living a normal life here, man. We're living a microscope life, which I'm thankful for the American life to a certain extent, but I would say it's not a natural life. It's not a natural life where you just coming out, and from the time you come out the womb, they're putting stuff in you. The time you come out the womb, your life is pretty much has a trajectory to it. Like, you can do what you want here in the world, but you have to do what's set out for you, or else you'll it's like you could be homeless and a bum and free like that, or you can be in the system, in the matrix. And that's the two options you really get. Either you do everything and play the game how it's supposed to be played and exist in the system, or you just be a homeless bum. But the world is getting rid of all that shit, man. I'm telling you, all those free people, all those homeless people, a lot of them have disappeared over the years. A lot of them have disappeared over the years. These cities are sweeping people up and getting rid of them, man. I ain't gonna say too much, but I'm just like, if you realize what's really going on around the world, all the natural third world countries are getting flooded and washed away right now, or burnt away. They're getting natural disaster. Hint, hint, quote unquote, natural disaster. Natural flavors. They're hitting them with that shit. Cause we all know man controls weather. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Man on this world controls weather. They definitely dominate this world. They definitely have control over this world. You could believe that or not. You could think what you want, but the man that's in place controls this world. God has his all. God has power over all, but I don't know. I know man who's doing his motherfucking dirt and doing his damage on earth. So I'm not gonna take from the power of man. I'm not gonna. Everybody's looking at man like man doesn't have the abilities and all that, but it's a lot of shit going on that you dummies don't realize because you don't understand the power of man and what motherfuckers are really doing. Can't see things for what they really are. Um, I just wanted to say, man, having faith in all that stuff, that's some blind people shit. I'm gonna be real with you, man. That's some blind shit because motherfuckers who have a true, real understanding of the world know you have to do stuff. You have to put things in place. You have to set up systems and put things in place and set shit up for people, and then you can facilitate them once you set it up for them. That's how you control people. You facilitate them. You set up shit. You put apartment complexes. You put sewage system. You put this. You put that. So then they have to come to you for their needs. That's what's going on. We're in a place that's been set up, and we're trapped in this motherfucker that was set up. They took you from your homeland, brought you here, set you up in a fucking place that's set up, and now you're forced to live in this shit. You know. And you say, oh, you can go anywhere, leave a country if you don't like it. Go out of America, you don't like it. Man, shut the fuck up. I was born here, and I'm aware of what's going on in other countries too. It's bullshit everywhere. But it's a lot of bullshit, systematic bullshit here, man. But it's your big homie, big bad, man. I feel like you better just do something if you believe in it. Don't have no faith and all that dumb shit because God does have your back and God does hold people down and all that. But that's when you're desperate and clutch. That's life or death decision. God determines when you go and when you live and shit like that. All the other shit is He gave you the free will to make the choice, man. It's just a lot of y'all don't make the proper choices, so you like to blame everything on God. Y'all out here fucking up and saying, God knows my heart. God knows me. This and that. No, motherfucker. You're a heathen. You're a savage, and you don't do right by God. Don't blame your faults and your iniquities on God. Don't blame your flaws and your lack of self-control on God. Have some control, do the right thing, and stop being pieces of shit. Because the world doesn't need no more pieces of shit. You know? Y'all motherfucking shit balls about to get flushed down the toilet. It's your big home, big baddie, man. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.